In this video, we're going to show you the perfect itinerary for Santorini. One of the questions we get asked most is how to build an itinerary for the most famous island in Greece. To see the bare basics, you need 3 days. But to do it calmly, enjoy your pool, take the boat trip, and explore the south, we recommend at least 4 days. That's why we've prepared a super complete 4-day itinerary with the best of Santorini detailed day by day. So let's get started. When is the best time to visit Santorini? This is a summer destination. You need to go when it's warm to enjoy the beaches and boat trips. The best time by far is the shoulder season. We recommend May, June, and September. In these months, the weather is perfect, warm enough to swim, the seawater is great, and the crowds are a bit smaller. We strongly recommend avoiding the months of July and August. This is the high season. The island gets unbearably crowded, and the prices for hotels and restaurants reach absurd levels. Winter, from November to March, is a very bad idea. It's cold, rainy, and the island is deserted. So how will our 4-day itinerary work? The idea is to use Santorini as a single base, staying at the same hotel. The secret to Santorini is to rent an ATV or a small car. The island is small, but the attractions are spread out. We'll divide the days by area. 1 day for Fira, 1 day for Oya, 1 day for the boat trip, and 1 day for the southern beaches. Mandatory documentation. To enter Greece, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, a valid passport with at least 3 months of validity after your departure date. Many nationalities do not need a visa to stay for up to 90 days as tourists. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ADIAS will also be mandatory for many nationalities, so check on that before you travel. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around in Santorini. To get there, you can take a flight from Athens or another European capital directly to Santorini Airport, JTR. The flight from Athens takes 45 minutes, or you can take the ferry from Athens, Piraeus Port. The high-speed SeaJets ferry takes 4 to 5 hours and costs about 90 euros. The slow ferry takes 8 hours. To get around inside the island, renting an ATV or a small car is essential. The public bus, KTL, works well and is cheap, costing about 2 euros, but it only connects the main towns and gets extremely crowded in the summer. Taxis are rare and absurdly expensive. A 10-minute ride from Fira to Oya can cost 35 euros. There is no Uber on the island. The best way to have freedom to explore the beaches is to rent an ATV, quad bike. It's fun and easy to park. The rental costs about 40 to 50 euros per day in the summer. A small car costs a bit more. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. In Santorini, the choice is crucial and expensive. The island is split into 2 sides. The first option, and the most desired, is the caldera side, with the villages of Oya, Fira, Imerovigli, and Fira Stefani. The pro is that you are in the postcard. This is where the luxury hotels with cave infinity pools are, with the unbelievable view of the volcano. The con is the price. It's one of the most expensive areas in the world to stay. Oya is the most beautiful village, but it's isolated. A 30-minute drive from Fira. Fira is the capital, has more nightlife, is the bus hub, and has slightly cheaper prices for a caldera view. The second option is the beach side, in the villages of Parissa or Kamari. The pro is that you are on the beach, albeit a black volcanic sand beach, and the hotels are much cheaper. You can pay 1/10 of the price of the caldera side. The con is obvious. You will have 0 caldera view and will be a 30-minute drive from Oya and Fira. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region. If you stay in Fira or Oya, if budget allows, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here, on the QR code, on the screen, and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located, and another that's a bit nicer, in the same location but a little more expensive. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The good hotels with a caldera view in Oya or Fira sell out a year in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper. international travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator which is essential for Santorini, and the global account to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. Now, for the day-by-day itinerary. Day 1. Arrival, Fira, and the Old Port. Arrive at Santorini Airport, JTR, or Athenios Port. Warning, the port is chaos. Have a transfer pre-booked with your hotel. The drive up the cliff is terrifying. The ride to Fira takes 20 minutes. Check into your hotel in Fira, the capital. Fira is the best base for logistics. Spend the afternoon exploring Fira. Walk along the main street on the Caldera Rim. The view is spectacular. Go down to the Old Port. The logistic is to walk down the 588 steps, or take the cable car. The cable car costs €6 each way. Please avoid using the donkeys. For dinner, choose one of the restaurants in Fira, overlooking the Caldera. Day 2. Oya and the sunset. Today is postcard day. In the morning, take the local bus, which leaves from the Fira terminal, to Oya. The journey takes about 20 minutes and costs less than €2. Or go with your rented ATV. Spend the whole morning exploring Oya. Get lost in the marble alleys. Take the classic photos of the blue-domed churches and white houses. For lunch, go to Pito Gyros. It's the cheapest and most delicious place to eat a gyros in Oya for less than €10. In the afternoon, walk down the 300 steps from Oya to Amudi Bay. It's a beautiful fishing port. Now, for the sunset logistic, you need to go back up to Oya. Go to the ruins of the Byzantine castle around 5 p.m., or even earlier in summer. You need to arrive at least 3 hours before sunset to get a good spot. It's free. At night, for a luxury dinner, go to Ambrosia Restaurant in Oya with a caldera view. A dinner costs over €200 per person. Or return to Fira for cheaper options. Day 3. Caldera Boat Trip. Today is the mandatory tour. Save the morning to relax or do the hike from Fira to Imerovigli. It's a 30-minute walk with beautiful views. In the afternoon, take the Caldera Boat Trip. We recommend the half-day catamaran tour, which leaves around 3 p.m. The logistic. The tour picks you up near your hotel. The boat stops at the volcano, Nia Kamini, where you can hike. Then it stops at the hot springs, which are lukewarm, sulfurous waters that will stain light-colored swimwear. Then the boat stops near the red beach and white beach for you to swim. The highlight is watching the sunset from the boat, below Oya. The price is expensive. It costs about €100 to €150 per person, but usually includes unlimited drinks and a Greek barbecue dinner. You get back to your hotel around 9 p.m. Day 4. South of the island, beaches in Akrotiri. Today is for exploring. Take your rented ATV or car. In the morning, drive south to the archaeological site of Akrotiri. It's the Pompeii of Greece, a Minoan city buried in volcanic ash. The ticket costs €12. Set aside 1.5 hours. When you leave, stop for photos at the Red Beach. The logistic is a short, slightly dangerous trail. For lunch, continue driving east to Parissa or Kamari. These are the black volcanic sand beaches. Choose one of the restaurants on the promenade. Spend the afternoon at the beach. The black sand gets very hot, so rent a beach chair, which costs about €15. In the late afternoon, drive to the Akrotiri Lighthouse at the southern tip for a quieter sunset. For a farewell dinner, go to Amudi Bay, below Oya, and dine at Amudi Fish Tavern. You choose the fresh fish. It's expensive. A dinner costs over €100 per person. Day 5. Departure. Enjoy your last morning. If you're staying in Fira, do the hiking trail from Fira to Imerovigli. Depending on your flight, have lunch and then take your pre-booked transfer to Santorini Airport, JTR. The drive from Fira takes 20 minutes. From there, you can take a 45-minute flight back to Athens or a direct flight to other European capitals. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive. And the most famous tourist spots like the Caldera Boat Trip and the wineries can be fully booked. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the video description to the site, where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for the Sunset Catamaran Cruise, the ticket for the Akrotiri Archaeological Site, and ferry passes from Athens to Santorini, all at the best price. And you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. Now let's talk about transportation, reinforcing it. To get from Athens to the islands, use the high-speed ferry, 4 to 5 hours, or a plane, 45 minutes. Inside the island, rent an ATV or a car. About travel insurance. Essential and mandatory to enter Europe. You need coverage of €30,000. Use the comparator in the link in the description to save money. For those who will rent a car, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Quick shopping tips. Santorini is a luxury shopping destination. The main shops are in Fira and especially Oia. In Oia, the marble alleys are full of gold jewelry shops, expensive art galleries, and boutiques selling white linen clothing. And the tax-free tip, the tax in Greece, VAT, is 24%. You can request a refund on purchases over 50 euros. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Subscribe and like the video for more tips. And how much does it cost to eat in Santorini? Prepare your wallet. Santorini is extremely expensive. A Big Mac combo costs 10 euros. A beer at a bar with a view can cost 10 or 12 euros. The golden tip is to eat gyros. The typical dishes are fava, a local puree, and tomato keftedes, tomato fritters. For restaurant suggestions, Pito gyros, cheap, Oia, under 10 euros, Lucky's souvlaki's, cheap, Fira, 5 euros. Ambrosia restaurant, expensive, Oia, Caldera view, 200 euros. And Amudi Fish Tavern, expensive, Amudi Bay, fresh fish, 100 euros. And what to do at night? The nightlife in Santorini is very, very quiet. It's a romantic island, not a party island. The village of Oia is dead after the sunset tourists leave. The liveliest nightlife is concentrated in Fira, the capital. There you'll find several cocktail bars with views and a few small clubs. And if you're traveling with children, Santorini is not the best destination for small children. The streets are narrow, full of steps, and the cliffs are unfenced, which is dangerous. The black volcanic sand beaches, like Parissa and Kamari, are okay for them, but the sand gets scalding hot. The boat trip in the caldera is the best activity for them. And to combine your trip, this itinerary is a great combination. The most obvious is to take a high-speed ferry to other Cyclades islands. From Santorini, you are 2 hours from Paros, 2.5 hours from Mykonos, or 2 hours from Crete, Heraklion port. If you liked this detailed Santorini itinerary, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Leave your questions in the comments. Thank you very much and have a great trip.